I thought my motor was seized. Luckily it's not. The flywheel, well actually the clutch bolts, I didn't thread all the way in, and they're hitting the bolts for the engine stand. Rookie mistake. Forgot to hit start, but I got all those bolts out. And we got the crank, or the whole timing set lined up. So there is, oh, what the heck is going on? There is the mark I was showing you. And then it's slightly a hair to the right of it, but that's lined up. They're never all gonna be 100% on the dot, because just as everything wears in, it's not gonna be perfect. But you can see this one is straight up. These two are nearly lined up. They're not, like I said, they're not 100% perfect, but that is good. That's where it's good. This one straight over 90 degrees. Same thing over here. You can see those two are lined up. That one is straight up, and this one is straight to the side. So it seems to be that these ones are always the ones that people are always so worried about, and that's because these are under the spring tension when it is in this position. So the springs are kind of fighting and wants to pull it a certain direction, if that makes sense. But as long as your side and your top are lined up and your crank is lined up, and same over here, there's 99.9% chance you're good to go. If this was, say this line wasn't in the middle here, and this far left line on the top one was over lined up with this one, then I would be a little concerned. And you'll see when you do the belt that, especially in the car, it's really hard to see these side ones, so it does get concerning when you're reassembling it. Alright, so there you have the full timing belt removed. Zoom out. Timing belt's been removed, water pump's still on there. All the accessory idler, or all the idlers and tensioners have been removed. Tensioners there, small idler. This idler goes there on the water pump, and then the two there. So there you have it. My top intake cam actually sprung back just a hair to the left, which actually put this mark over even farther, like I was talking about. So when the time comes to put the belt back on, what I'll do is I'll grab this piece here on the cam lock tool, and I'll use that to actually turn this cam just a hair that way to get it lined up again. And the new belts come with marks, so you'll have a mark here, I believe even a mark here, and same on this side. So it's pretty much fail-proof. Like, you can't really mess it up. If you have all your marks on your belt lined up and these don't look perfect, but that one is 100% on and that one's 100% on the belt, you know you're good. So the only time when it's kind of questionable is when you're reusing a old belt that doesn't have the mark showing anymore, and in that case you'd have to actually physically count the teeth of the belt and check the spacing, make sure everything's on point. So now at this point, like I said before, remove the water pump 10mm bolts. All these bolts were 14 millimeters, except for this one is a 12. So now you're going to remove your water pump. To do that, it's those bolts and 3 hoses, at least for this engine. Non-turbo would be 2 hoses. You got this one here, and then 2 here. So let's do that. And you're almost guaranteed to leak some coolant out when you pull this pump off, so suggest having a pan underneath of you. Alright, now you have your water pump off. These hoses, this one here, you're most likely going to have to remove this bolt to get enough room to pull this hose off of here. Highly suggest getting a pair of these hose removal pliers. They come in handy. You just got to be careful not to be too rough with the hoses. But they are excellent. You can get those from Harbor Freight for pretty cheap. I'm sure there's snap-on versions as well if you want to spend your whole paycheck. But now all you're going to want to do with this is just rough it up with some Scotch-Brite and get it nice and clean and ready for the new surface. And while we have this all apart, I'm just going to spray it down with some degreaser and hit it with some brake clean. Just clean it up a little, make it look nice. Now would also be the time to do your cam seals if you wanted to do those. Mine are leaking a little bit. You can see some residue behind these cam sprockets, but nothing that's majorly concerning me. So we'll just let it go for now till we have to take this engine back out to do head gaskets or something else. So I think I might just end the video here and then make a second video for the installation. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and show the channel off to any friends and family that might be interested. Thanks a lot.